Alright, Askreddit thread. What's a fucked up thing you secretly want to happen? TLDR, I want my roommate slash friend's girlfriend to die. My friend, C, and I have been roommates for about 4 years. In that time, I've kicked his girlfriend out of my house twice. And he tries to break up with her each time. He's miserable with her. He's gained over 100 pounds since they started dating, and he is very obviously depressed to most of our group of friends. She's in her 30s and lives with her mom. She doesn't know how to drive a car and refuses to even try to learn. She doesn't work. She has some medical issues that she uses to garner pity from our group of friends. They all feel sorry for her and let her get away with shit constantly. Admittedly, she does have some legitimate medical issues, allergic to everything, asthma, prone to panic attacks. She uses those as emotional blackmail to keep him from dumping her. Every time he tries to dump her, she whips up a panic/asthma attack and ends up in the hospital. Then he feels obligated to help her mom take care of her by essentially babysitting her while her mom works. She can't be left alone because on top of being already dumb as a bag of rocks, she's clumsy and her doctors keep giving her medication that makes her even worse. He tells me at least once a week that he wants her to get out of his life, but is worried that she would literally die. I refer to her as the kitchen troll, the parasite, the succubus, and he laughs, but with that note of defeated resignation to it. She just recently was in the hospital after suffering a mild stroke, I guess, and I find myself hoping sometimes that she wouldn't come back from the hospital one of these days. She is in the hospital a lot, because I don't like her because she's a terrible, manipulative, lazy, narcissistic human being. Also, and mainly, because she is ruining my friend's life. He's a good guy and deserves to be happy. Whenever I think about that, though, I feel bad. Not because I thought of it, but because I don't feel bad for thinking it. Whew, sucks for that guy. Sex with my ex-stepmom. Hit her up. I bet it's still possible. I secretly want Obama to, on his last day of office, admit he was born in Kenya and that his birth certificate is fake. Then the Schwarzenegger presidency library would someday be a reality. My grades are so bad that I was walking by a car at a stop sign last night and found myself hoping the driver didn't see me and would knock me on my ass. Just for a couple months, I hadn't escaped from the shit show this semester has become. Edit, for clarity, I'm a junior in uni and the semester behind on credits because I have needed to retake math/chem courses multiple times. This semester isn't looking to be an exception. Also, I've always wanted to use the term uni. I got hit by a car just as you described. It was pretty sweet. I got to stay home from work for 4 months, went to physical therapy for a year and got massages and the electric muscle stimulation thing. Then got $15,000 check at the end of it all. Overall, 8-10 experience. Would recommend. Alright. That would be nice to just take a long break like that. Scientology meets up with ISIS in a West Side Story showdown. So you want them to break out into a musical number mid-fight? An assassination attempt on Kim Jong-un on live television, especially if it's an inside job. Like something getting mobbed, but with the potential to be bloodier. Even if he doesn't get killed, it would definitely be interesting in the hysteria it would suddenly cause in North Korea. And here we have an object lesson why North Korea doesn't broadcast things live. I want the Darth Jar Jar theory to be true. Okay. Sounds like a Star Wars thing. I would really like all pets to gain the power of speech for one day, and for pet owners to have to deal with their pets really think instead of what they project onto them and believe they think. My dog, hungry. Play, ball. Throw the ball. I got it. Now chase me. Squirrel. Play. Thirsty. Play. Cat. Play. I'm tired. Rub my ears for a minute, then don't disturb me. Oh my god, yeah. If all dogs could talk for a day, I'm pretty sure my 2 dogs would just be like, are you gonna take me on a walk? Are you gonna take me on a walk? Are you gonna take me on a walk? And when they come back, are you gonna take me on another walk? Are you gonna take me on another walk? Dogs are pretty simple. Whenever I'm on a plane, a dark little part of me hopes it crashes. I'm not really sure where that comes from. Watching Lost in my formative years, maybe. This kills the Redditor. For me to have a breakdown, I think that maybe the breakdown will reset all this depression and restore me to stock. Go on a vision quest and then starve to death. I've been hospitalized twice because my depression led me to extreme suicidal thoughts and self-harm. Each hospital visit was literally like a reset button for me, but eventually everything comes back. So a game plan after release would need to be foolproof in order for that reset to be beneficial, at least for me. I can not get enough of major disasters/incidents. Not civil war/unrest or even invasion, but when a tsunami hits, a plane drops out of the sky, or a I think he meant to spell deadly virus starts gaining traction, I cannot get enough information about it. Man, with all those Russian planes crashing, you must have constant disaster boner. He's probably fapping uncontrollably to the Russian plane crash headlines. He would probably splooge all over his face as the breaking news headline pops up for a massive earthquake. This actually did happen very recently. A little backstory first, though. My baby mama, that I'm still madly in love with, started dating this guy a few years ago. Chances of her and I ever being together were doomed because she absolutely fell for this guy, which I had no problem with. I'm glad she was happy. Anyways, he got into some really bad shit and turned into a complete dirtbag and was dragging my ex down with him. I got really sick of it and wished death on this asshole every day for a week. One day, he just up and left her. I was extremely happy, but even though he was gone, he still harassed her via phone. She still loves the guy, too. About 3 months ago, the harassment finally stopped. 3 months ago, they found him dead in an alley halfway across the country. He overdosed on heroin. I feel like shit now. Oh man, I just suddenly lost my breath. That's never happened before. I never told anybody I wished death on him, but I secretly did for a long time. Don't beat yourself about it too much. Wishing death on the heroin addict is like wishing for snow when you live in Alaska. Whew. Maybe it's because my chair isn't low enough. Ugh. This one doesn't go very low, though. How about if I do that? There we go. My ex-girlfriend to finally grow up, realize how much she fucked up and that she needs me in her life and that I'm all she ever wanted. Just so I can tell her to pound salt up her ass. Well, I wasn't expecting that. A have you seen this person segment in the news that is just pictures of guys' man rods. Turns out a serial killer, a serial optional, has been flirting with women online and sends them pictures of his old clock tower. His hot dog has a distinctive mark on it. This is the only lead for some reason. Penises everywhere. Depression is awful. I wouldn't wish it on anyone until I met people with legitimately look down on people who can't help the way they think. Because apparently, all these mental problems are made up and people just can't handle life. I want them to experience depression, crippling depression that saps the color out of their lives, so that their life appears meaningless, no matter how hard they try, how hard they deny it to themselves. They can't find their emotions anymore. Nothing seems to matter anymore. Nothing can interest them because it's like their spirit is dead, so much that it isn't even worth it to be awake. The future seems to be disappeared, so that it doesn't even matter if they don't pay their bills. Because consequences? What consequences? They wouldn't have the energy to care anymore. I want them to understand what it's like, so they will finally shut the fuck up and stop pretending like they understand something they haven't even tried to understand. Whew, that was weirdly poetic. I wonder if I could use that later on. Nude days. Everybody's allowed to walk around nude when the temple hits above a certain degrees. Temperature hits. Let's say 25 Celsius, so never in the UK. I want Donald Trump to kill a Mexican so we can see how many people defend him or hail him as a hero. This is zombie apocalypse. I want to pop people's head. You ask for zombies with The Walking Dead in mind, but you get 28 weeks later. Instead of 28 weeks later, you get Left 4 Dead zombies. GG. To get reborn and live my life over again in a world where women outnumber men 10-1. Then to spend my teens and 20s being an absolute man whore, until settling down in my 30s with Jennifer Lawrence, spending all her money on rare guitars that there is now an oversupply of. What? This one is my favorite. This comment really caters to the average Redditor. For my mother to die before her Alzheimer's gets so bad she doesn't remember anyone. Also, the constant stress of keeping my mom in care is having a toll on my sister. Fetch. I want to make fetch happen. I want my father to be brutally beaten, raped, and killed in the prison he's in. Reason: he's a pedophile who sexually abused a 5-year-old relative. He was sentenced to 10 years. Before people who think it's funny to drunk drive, I hope they get into a severe car accident where they are the only victim. I want them to wake the fuck up and realize what would happen if they hit an innocent person. I don't know if this is too fucked up, but I have a great idea, in my opinion, for a holiday. One day a year, the same day, every year, everyone gets to punch someone. I say one person right in the face, no questions asked, no retaliation unless the punchee hasn't used their one punch and would like to. Of course, no public endangerment, e.g. if you're in a moving vehicle, so many co-workers punched. And one person can't be punched more than 10 times. We won't want to get anyone killed. Or do we? My best friend is getting looked at by some good out-of-state colleges for football and academics. I really want him to tear his ACL so that he doesn't go out of state and that we can still be friends after we graduate. Yes, I know this is selfish of me to want and horrible, but I don't need y'all fuckers telling me. I read the title. I know what I typed. As someone who started college recently, trust me, it doesn't matter what college your friend goes to. The chances of you drifting apart are the exact same. College is a whole other ballgame where everyone's priorities change and their interests / people they interact with do as well. I'm not saying your friendship is doomed. I'm just saying that your friend staying near you is not going to do much of anything. I would like the entire staff of the MBTA to be fired at once and replaced with fresh, uncorrupted, engineering-minded people who can finally fix the city of Boston's train and bus infrastructure. The MBTA employs ex-cons, which I think is a positive program, and lots of average family-type people, but fuck them all. I'd like to see them all out of the job and get a goddamn NYC caliber metro system in Boston. Make a ring, damn it. I shouldn't have to travel downtown and back out again to get between two towns only a few miles apart. I'm starting to hope my girlfriend will cheat on me so the breakup is easy. I never thought that I'd actually want to be cheated on. Just break up, dude. I jokingly mentioned something a few weeks ago about how I wish there was another school shooting so I had something to do my current event project on. I am typing this from a school lockdown. There is a SWAT team in the library. Fuck. Seattle, by the way. There is a police standoff in the Taco Bell 3 blocks away. Kick. Now we are being evacuated by SWAT. Noise. 912. 3/4. Drone fuel can't melt steel beams. ITT. Things that aren't fucked up. Aliens visit Earth. Scientology and ISIS fight each other. Who is this fucked up to? A 75-year-old nun? I expected like World War III for glory of it or something. Half the population to die in Bay Area. Overcrowding of freeways and everything in general is fucking crazy. Bring on the earthquake, Mother Nature. The entire economy to collapse because of the clowns on Wall Street and in Washington. Then to see everyone take part in the Second American Revolution. This idea is kind of romanticized, and I've entertained the idea more than once, but it would actually be absolutely awful for most people. Yup, fuck that. I like my money and easy job. Exactly. It sounds glamorous, but in reality, shit would get way worse for at least another decade. Not to mention, those types of revolutionaries usually end up in military dictatorships. I think we are overpopulating the Earth and absolutely destroying our beautiful planet. I feel like a plague would be kinda alright to thin the numbers so we can reserve some damage. A lot of people feel that way. None of them wants to volunteer to go first. Everyone wants to save the world. No one wants to die. So true. That's an interesting TV series that I just replied to someone else's comment called Utopia. It was a Channel 4 series that played around this premise but was unfortunately cancelled in place of some shitty soap opera. Really surreal soundtracks and cinematography. Oh wow, this one actually didn't take me half an hour to read.